What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today was really, at least so far anyway, nothing's really come out in the tech news that's of any interest really, at least from what I can see. But I do have a bunch of good questions from you guys, so I'm gonna go and roll with that. And before we jump into the questions, I do wanna let you guys know that I put a video out today about the Vivo X Fold and how to change the launcher on it. And if you're getting that phone or you're not getting that phone, it's not a long video, so you're not gonna waste all 10 minutes. I think it's like 4 or 5 minutes long. So check that video out because the process of doing it is really cumbersome. It's pretty ridiculous. And I don't know why they made it. I don't know if it's because it's the Chinese version and they want the phones more locked down or what it is, but it's really, really cumbersome. I mean, it's not hard, it's just a couple steps. It's weird. And your question of the day is, what is your favorite launcher? Put it in the comments down below. Generally mine's the Samsung one, but obviously if you get a different phone, you can't use it on that one. So let me know your favorite launcher in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's jump into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that beat. All right, first question comes from Shajil Sazad. Do you think we will see something like a Galaxy S10e? Because I'd rather much prefer that over the FE or the FU, it's the FU edition, which is what I'd call it. Oh, okay, I get it, it's a joke. Do I think we'll see an S10e? Well, obviously you're talking about like an S22e or S23e, like a smaller version of the phone. No, because that's what the S22 is, pretty much. So no, I don't think you're gonna see an E version at all. I think they'll stick with the FE. Phil PJ Davis says, can you transfer Windows Music audio music files to Samsung Music app and music and Windows files from an HP PC to the Tab S8 Ultra? Samsung said yes, but looking for confirmation. Didn't you ask me this like 3 weeks ago, Phil? I've never tried it. I don't see why you couldn't. You could use that app I always talk about, which is called Send Anywhere, and send it that way to yourself and then look for those files within your music player. And even if the default music player doesn't play it, there should be a music player on Android that will do it for you. So that's what I would do. Phil PJ Davis is back. If the Fold 4 is almost a square, what's the point of having a landscape or portrait mode that uses the gyro? Couldn't just get rid of the gyro and create more space and use a software feature. My problem is with the smaller battery and no gyro could create enough space for an S Pen silo. So to answer your question, the gyroscope I don't think is taking up too much space in this to the point where they couldn't put, the S Pen in a bigger battery. I think ultimately they want to make a skinnier phone because I think the greater majority of the people want a lighter, skinnier phone, especially when they see this phone. The reason being is when you show somebody the Z Fold 3, they're like, wow, that's usually the first impression. What a phone is that? That's crazy, that's awesome. Oh my God, the videos are huge. I could watch, that's like a little tablet. And yes, all of those are true, but then the other half of it is when you probe deeper and you're like, would you buy this phone at $1,700-1,800 bucks? No, I wouldn't buy it, that's too much. And then the other part of it is you show them, would you want this phone? Don't even ask them the price, tell them the price. They're like, it's kind of big, probably not. And that's why I think they want to make this phone skinnier, because it's not gonna necessarily get smaller, because that's the point of it. It's like a big screen that you can close up and make small, and as they make it skinnier, it's gonna feel smaller at the same time. So that's why I think that they're trying to make this smaller and not worrying so much about the battery and the S Pen insertions.
He said insertions.
And our last question comes from Original Ask Place asking about the S23 Ultra. Will it have the 200 megapixel camera sensor? And will the S23, S23 Plus have the 108 megapixel camera? So I don't think the S23 and S23 Plus will have 108 megapixel sensors. I think those will stick with the 50 megapixel sensors, obviously slightly updated. The S23 Ultra would not surprise me if it had a 200 megapixel camera sensor, but at the same time wouldn't surprise me if it didn't. If I had to lock it down and guess, I'm gonna say it's not gonna have the 200 megapixel. I think it'll stick with the 108 megapixel, and they'll call it like the 4th generation of it or whatever. Whatever they want to call it, they'll call it something so that it spices up the name of it a little bit. So I think that's what they'll end up doing. So there you guys go. That is your questions. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below with the word question as the first word, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.